Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So what happened? What happened to Bitcoin? This morning it hit 69,000 and now we seem to be hovering around 64,000 and a lot of altcoins came down with it. So I'm going to try to explain what happened and also explain why right now is a great buying opportunity. And also I'm going to do some DCA today. So thanks for tuning in. As always, smash up the like, subscribe to the channel. 2 streams almost every day, 11:30 and 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Make sure you hit that notification bell and follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and check out all the latest news, article, and guides on CryptosRUs.com. Welcome, 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 guys. You know, what happened today was, pretty predictable. I mean, it's not to be unexpected, but it's a perfect example of whale games, and I'm going to show you exactly why it's a whale game and why this is something that we will not remember in a week from now. All right, so what do I mean by that? Well, you can see this morning, obviously, inflation numbers came out today, biggest jump in 3 decades, and immediately after that, Bitcoin shot up to about 69,000. Okay, when I started streaming, it's like 68 something. Things were looking pretty good. And then all of a sudden, Bitcoin started coming down. It went down to about 62, and then now it's like 64, right? So what happened here? Well, first of all, I don't think any of you guys watching is panicking right now. If you are panicking, you really, I don't know, you must have joined today, or you just haven't disciplined yourself yet, because just to remind you guys, just a few days ago Bitcoin was below where we are at 62, and we were even lower at 60. Okay, so that was just like 2 days ago. So to put things in perspective, like I always say, when in doubt, zoom out, and you realize everything's fine. But why did this happen? Well, this is all part of whale games, okay? And it came out from this. In the middle of the day, it came out that China's Evergrande was going to default. They couldn't pay for their interest on their bonds, and they're going to file bankruptcy. And then all of a sudden, you start to see Bitcoin coming down. Okay? But then here's the thing. That was misreported because actually they paid the interest due. So they actually paid it. But rumors came out that they weren't able to pay it. So then this rumor that they were going to, get shut down and become insolvent, that was actually false. They actually paid it. So it didn't make any sense. And this came out like right afterwards too, like a few hours later. And here's the funny thing. If you look at them, they're actually up right now. So if you add all this together, you realize that this is just one big silly scare. And the whales just took advantage, decided to just dump on a new retail guys. And because they noticed probably that the long leverages are high again, right? So you could see today, right here, this green, that's not a good green. That's how much longs were liquidated, and about 470 million, right? So again, this is why I always tell you guys, don't leverage. Okay, don't leverage. You're just setting yourself to get wrecked, and not only yourself, but you wreck everyone else too, because there's a cascading effect, right? So if you didn't throw like a 20x long, you're okay. And quite frankly, it's whatever we experienced today was really tame, right? But this is why I tell you guys to hold cash on the side. I told you guys to try to, get about 20 to 25% cash on the side. You know why? So you could take advantage of these situations. Because we know what happened today will just disappear in about a week's time. We're not even going to remember what happened today, okay? Because everything will be higher, and Bitcoin will be above 70,000, and no one's going to remember this. But if you don't have any cash, unfortunately, you just have to sit it out. That's okay. But if you did have cash, well, now you got a good buying opportunity. You could see that despite the fact that, Bitcoin only went down a few percent, but hey, there's some great pickups right now. For example, Polkadot being down 9%. When Parachain Auctions is about to start tomorrow, right? That's a great pickup right now. Even Cardano recently made some strides, right? Now down 7%. People are just panicking for no reason. No reason at all, right? And then you go down the list. There's a lot of Avalanche. Just fantastic news for Avalanche. I'm going to show you guys. Down 8%. Great pickup. Makes no sense at all, right? This is all retail investors panicking due to what they experience. Unfortunately, you know, when we're getting to the top of the market, when things are getting hot, you got a lot of retail investors coming in, not quite understanding what's going on, haven't been in this space for a while. They just, you know, put all their money in. But at the very first sign of little trouble or little dump, they panic and sell everything, right? Even Shiba, look at it, it's down 10%, and then Matic is down 7%, VeChain down 6%. And, you know, the list goes on and on and on. Cosmos down 10%. Makes no sense at all, right? But this is why it's good to have cash. So you could take advantage of these dips because you know these dips will become green, will become gains in a little bit if you're able to buy, right? So this is why it's important. This is why I told you guys, too, as Bitcoin goes higher and higher and higher and higher, right, I'm going to set a schedule for myself to start taking profits as we hit certain milestones, because I want to make sure that if we do something, do see something like this on a bigger scale, let's say we see a 50% drop, right? Let's say we do hit a top and we come back down, it's okay, because I'll have the cash to be able to DCA dollar cost average and buy them low again, right? And continue going forward. See, this is why having cash on the side is important. Although I know many people think, George, I'm just going to go all in and do whatever, right? But you know what? It is important because it protects you. And you can take advantage, right? All right. So with that said, let me go through some of the things I want to show you guys. Some of the ones I just told you about that just oversold. Makes no sense at all, but they're great pickups. Including Polkadot, because guess what? Parachain Auctions is about to start. Parachain Auction is about to start. There's a couple major projects that are getting all the attention right now. One of them is Akela. Akela is they gathered over 600 million. So they're definitely one that is looking like they're going to become the very first parachain. And they're all about DeFi stuff. As expected, I think almost every single project that is trying to become a parachain has something to do with DeFi. Right, so that they're the leading candidate right now. Even Coinbase Ventures backed them, so very likely. Another one is Moonbeam. So you have Sushi Swap, that's coming aboard to Moonbeam. They're going to do IDOs and FTs and stuff, and Moonbeam is another DeFi, kind of like a chain for DeFi that are trying to be a parachain auction, so they're probably going to be second too. You have another one called Mintrist that's going to be on Moonbeam. So you have parachain auctions that's about to start. And you know what happened when Kusama had their parachain auctions? Everything exploded. You know why? Because people need to stake their DOT to be able to vote, right? And you're taking it out of circulation. There's a lot of excitement. So Polkadot, I think, is a great pickup at this point right now too. Another one is Luna. Luna just passed. This is enormous. They are burning, $4.5 billion worth of Luna because they're minting a whole bunch of Terra USD. I don't even think people put one and one together, because 4.5 billion, their overall market cap is only 23 billion. That's like 20% of their circulation. That's enormous. It's the biggest coin burn ever in history of any project. So unless this is wrong, but that's a lot that's being taken out, right? And of course their Luna is down right now, so this is a fantastic pickup as well. So you have a lot of stuff like this going on. Same thing about Avalanche, right? USDT is launching on Avalanche. Now you may be saying, well, why is this good news? Well, USDT is the biggest stablecoin. And there is a lot of DeFi projects, right? That is just, they only operate on USDT pretty much, right? So having USDT as a stablecoin on your network is definitely important, and it does help the entire community. And it's launching on Avalanche right now. And of course, USDT is already on Ethereum and Tron. You have it pretty much everywhere now. It's calling out Avalanche. So these are fantastic things. But there's others too. I mean, there's just so much going on. So it's really one of those times where you just gotta think it's a gift that, yeah, just this morning, everything was sky high. We formed a brand new high for market cap. And now we have come down a little bit below 3 trillion. We were at like 3.06 trillion this morning. So we come down a little bit. And if you're able to take advantage, that is fantastic. That is fantastic. Couple other things just to throw out there. I saw this, okay? Most people think that this does not go past. Most people think this does not go past, but there's a slight chance it may. And that is Van Eyck's very first Bitcoin spot ETF. The SEC only has 4 more days to decide if they're going to block this or not. If they somehow don't block it, that means come next week, we're going to have a very first Bitcoin spot ETF, and that would be tremendous. This is coming in 4 days, and they have not blocked it yet. They have not said that they're going to deny it or postpone it. In fact, I heard they can't postpone it anymore. So this could be a huge catalyst that's coming next week too. Although most people think there's not a chance, but hey, I think Bitcoin has proved itself. When Jeffries sold gold to buy Bitcoin, even with today's FUD, Bitcoin is still above 60,000, right? Spot futures ETFs have done very well, massive interest. So at this point, I mean, Bitcoin is as stable as it can be, and it's proving itself to be a better inflation hedge than even gold, right? So Gensler, I don't know what else he could say why it's still dangerous to have a Bitcoin spot ETF. So maybe we will get that. We will get it, right? So that's something else to look forward to. All right, before I go into DCA, which if you look at the performance, still fantastic. Even with today's drop, it's like nothing. This morning it was like 138%. So it's dropped down a little bit, but overall 124%. This is why if you DCA long term, right? You don't try to day trade. You don't panic sell. You don't develop weak hands and try to switch from this to this to this, right? You build a good portfolio and you just enjoy the gains. That's all it is. Jibe asks, sell or borrow against your crypto. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of it at all, right? I feel like you're setting yourself up for risk that is unnecessary, right? So I don't advise against that. I advise against that. That's what I meant. All right. Let me see. Should I take profit from Orchid? If you're up tremendously, you should. They're decentralized VPN. I'm not quite sure why they went up. They went up today, but I'm not quite sure why. But yeah. Are you buying now, though, or are you think a further drop? No, I bought. Me personally, outside of this, I picked up a lot. In fact, I picked up some Cardano today because I feel like their DEX is right around the corner. Also, I picked up some Helium, which has been red hot, but I think there's more coming, right? And I picked up a few other smaller ones. So I definitely, and I put a lot. When I say I picked up some, I threw like 100 grand into the market. So it's a significant amount. But you know what? I think it's a good time. All right. Well, any other questions? I think that's it. All right. So what else? What am I adding in here? Well, you guys know the one project that has been super, super, super hot, and the one that has not fallen at all. It seems like there's no buying opportunities because it doesn't come down. But I'm such a big fan of it, and I think it's following the same footsteps as Solana. So I'm going to be at DCA. I'm going to be buying Cadena in the portfolio, which is still up a staggering 9% today and 173% for the week and 1,000% over last month. So it's actually a horrible time to be buying Cadena, because you're supposed to be dollar cost averaging down, not up, right? But I do like this project quite a lot. So I'm going to do $100 divided by 23.35. That is adding about 4.28. So that is what I'm adding today. I'm going to add right here. Deposit. KDA. quantity 4.28 time. I think that's about right. All right, there we go. So now it is here, right? Let's see what happens. So if you guys are curious, some of you guys are new. I built this end of June, early July, right? Followed my 50-25-25 rule, but because of the likes of Solana and Ethereum and others that have done so well, obviously Bitcoin now only takes 36.3%. And I DCA'd into Bitcoin like 2-3 times. But still, that's okay. Sometimes it deviates. But I still think most newcomers should strive to have that 50% of their portfolio in Bitcoin. But I have Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum, Cardano, VET, Harmony, Chainlink, Matic, Binance Coin, Decentraland, Theta, Ecomi, Cosmos, Illuvium, Phantom, Doge, Arweave, Bpro, AMP, Cadena now, Sheeb, Avalanche, DAG, and Polkadot. Yeah, you know what? I should have put some into Polkadot because Polkadot is actually the worst performing one in my portfolio here. But I do think with their parachains, I think they have potential there. So anyways, that's what it is, right? Overall profit 123%. Not bad. Let's see where this ends up by the end of this year. All right, guys. Now let's do some Q&A. John says no XRP in caps. No, no, I don't want XRP in my portfolio. All right, let me make sure. Strike asked, trying to add a few low cap alts to my portfolio. What do you think about Hedera and Ecomi? The thing is, they're not low cap. They're almost big caps. They're mid caps. I like both. I like Ecomi's future, but Hedera is a promising L1 too. So out of the two, I think they're about the same, in my opinion. Solomon says too many people to show their bags, but not me. Love from India. I appreciate that. I do. Zach, cool it. Cool it with what you're saying. All right. Have you looked into Radex yet, Benjamin? I have not. Sorry, I have not, but I guess I will. Okay, I'm not gonna look at that super chat. Are you gonna take profits on this DCA account? I don't think so, because it's a DCA account. Okay, when we get to where I feel like nearing a top, I may do so, but the whole point of this account is to prove that DCA works long term, right? And I may just keep it. Even if we do have a top when we start coming down, right? I'll just keep adding $100 every week, because that's a true DCA account. A true DCA account is you don't take profits and you just keep going long term, right? And it'll be interesting. If I keep DCA into this for a year, 2 years, 5 years, it'll be interesting to see what happens, because there's a lot of DCA calculators that you can use. All right, and you make tremendous amounts just by putting the same amount every single week, and just keep going, right? Seek VR, what up 30x? People keep shilling it, yes, but not big fan of VR, and it does seem like it's coming down. Jeff, appreciate it. Loop Ring, people keep asking about Loop Ring. It's just not a tremendous bump right now because of the GameStop NFT rumor. Whether or not that's true, I don't know. And even if it is true, I don't think that warrants Loop Ring's climb. They were pretty much a dead project. So, I don't know. I don't know about that. Do you think Ethereum could hit 100K in 10 years? Yeah, I think so. I think that's possible. Only, though, asterisk, if they can solve their scaling issue. If they can't, others will take over. But they have to solve it. Can you wish my fellow Marines happy 246th birthday? Thanks again. Thank you, Mike. What's your thought on Sunday swap? I think all eggs, all Cardano Dex eggs is in one basket right now, and that's Sunday swap. So they say they have concurrency solved. Their decks will come out within weeks. So let's see if that comes true. Is DeFi still alive? Yeah, they never died. They're still doing fine. What do you got? XTO. I don't know XTO. I don't know what XTO is. Never heard of it. XTM. Torum. Someone asked me about Torum this morning. Not quite sure. I remember. Oh, Metaverse. Yeah, this is like the. Oh, I remember this. This is like a decentralized Facebook. You know, like a decentralized social. But one of the co-founders of KuCoin is a founder of this, right? So it could be interesting. I mean, they have gone up quite tremendously if you look at this. 1,300% in the last 30 days. That's like, you know, Cadena's level, right? So could be good. Could be good. Let's put that on the radar. I'm going to put that on the radar. Have you looked at Multivac? I have. Just I didn't see what made it really special. And it doesn't necessarily mean that they need to have something special because they're just a promising new chain. They need to just show more momentum, and right now they just don't have a lot of it. Would you recommend 50, 25, 25? Yes, in any market, I recommend 50, 25, 25. What are your thoughts on ENS, the airdrop price potential? I'm not actually sure about that. I think that's the Ethereum name service, the domain service. I think that's what it is. I didn't look it up. But, you know, top level, you know, crypto-based domain names is interesting because you can integrate with wallets like what Unstoppable Domains is doing, and you can have crypto websites too. But you need to get the wallets and like the browsers and everyone else in the space to adopt it, right? So I think that's what it is, but I haven't looked into it enough. Rich, I do appreciate that. I feel like we may never go under 20 for Cadena. I don't know. I mean, you know, be honest, it has pumped up so much, right? When I cover Cadena like 2 or 3 weeks ago, it was just like an overall video because it was pumping and I just brought it up, right? But, you know, I looked at that video. That was like $7 at that time, and that was only a few weeks ago. And, you know, even then till now, that's like 300% gain, right? So they have gone up quite a bit. Can they go below 20? Sure. But do I think they're going to fall back down to like 7 or something? I think that's out. Daniel says, just found out by my uncle and started my account. He told me to put 50, 25, 50% Bitcoin, 25 for ETH, and 25 on other coins. Hey, that's following 50, 25, 25 rule. I did Chaincoin and Solana. I like Solana. I don't know what Chaincoin is. I've never heard of that. But yeah, you should look into some of these other ones. I just covered my DCA portfolio. You know, that you could get some ideas there, but there's many other good ones out there too. I haven't talked about, I told you guys, me personally, I added some Helium. And because they have been doing pretty well, right? Overall, not super pumpish, but they've been coming up and up and up. Their big Dish Network deal has really brought them a lot of attention. And I didn't know this. I should have known this earlier. But I brought up Helium when it was like really, really low before. And they were all about creating a low mesh internet network across the world. The number of nodes out there is like over 200,000 now worldwide. And they power a second network, which is their 5G network. This is the reason why Dish Network, you know, invested in them, basically partner up with them. Because you could use that P2P 5G network on your phones now, right? So they're not just about low mesh network anymore. They're about 5G too. So that makes them really interesting, which is why I think they have been doing very well, right? 5 billion market cap. That's quite tremendous. Sold off my Algorand and Cosmo, put my gains in BTC dip. Was a good move. Would you get back? You know, Johnny, it depends on your portfolio. So I think both of those still have a lot of room to grow. So, but if you don't have enough BTC, that's fine. That's fine. UBT, same enterprise millions a year. I don't know about that. That's a big statement. Isn't this the one, the L1 from Germany or something? I'm pretty sure this is. Yeah. See, I know all this. You know, I've looked at this before. Basically, they're like a B2B project, right? The problem with B2B projects is retail investors don't really care much about them. And that's why a lot of the B2B projects, they don't really do well. They may make money, I'm sure they do, but in terms of getting a token to go up, you know, retail investors don't really care for it. So they might be stuck in that trap, right? Which is why they haven't really moved in the last 30 days. Yeah, Cube was the metaverse, Gemini listed. I saw it. The only reason why Gemini listed them is because the Winklevosses are investors in it. It was a very, very, very small project. Should have never been listed, but they got listed because, yeah, Gemini basically... look at this. Look at this. In October, they were dead in the water, and then now they have come up so much. Only reason being is because Gemini listed them, and then people were like, "Oh, Gemini, listen, they must be good, right?" So that kind of ticked me off. I don't know how that's not like some sort of, you know, manipulation when the Winklevosses invested in the project, and then they list on Gemini, and they know that it's going to be pumped after it gets listed on Gemini, you know, so that seems like a conflict of interest or some kind of manipulation. But anyways, it is what it is. Is there a scenario that BTC alts, NFTs pump together regardless of Bitcoin dominance? Sure there is. But there's always going to be a category where one moves faster than the other. Can you look at Manta Network? It seems like a real world monster. It doesn't even come up. So, sorry, Slim. KuCoin America, yes, it's still open to U.S. residents. Press Prank says, thanks, George, for being a voice of reason in this market. You helped me gain life-changing wealth in less than a year, and I'm only 21. Congratulations. You still have a lot of life left, right? So enjoy it. And yes, I'm sure you're not the only one. Many have told me, and I'm really glad that I was able to help so many, right? Crypto have changed my life forever. Okay, crypto has changed my life forever, and I want to see that help. I want to help as many as I can because I think crypto is going to change many, many, many lives out there for the better. So, hey George, for my 25 small cap, I invested in Rhythm. It's a desktop music streaming platform powered by YouTube. Do you think it's safe long-term hold? I've never heard of it before, and I question that statement about it's powered by YouTube. 90 days, they're kind of flat. The bridge between crypto and music currency plans to revolutionize music monetization by creating a tokenized music ecosystem. Unfortunately, there's a lot in this space. So where's this partnership with YouTube that you said? I don't think they partner with YouTube. Yeah, there's a few that's in here. That's in this space, the music industry. So music's not really my thing. So I don't know about this project. Yeah, Curtis says that was PS. All right, 10,000 people. Smash a like, guys. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel. In case you guys missed the beginning of the stream, what happened today? Well, a lot of whale FUD and whale manipulation. Actually, Evergrande FUD and whale manipulation, right? So supposedly they were going to default. Then it turned out, no, they paid their interest. And now they're actually up, right? So it's just all this nonsense. But what they did, the whales did, was just drive out a lot of longs, cause a lot of liquidations, cascading effect, right? But the good news is we know that this is a blip. This is nothing, right? The market cap is starting to come up again. So it's a fantastic opportunity to pick up some of these altcoins that you may have felt were too high, and now you could get them cheaper, and there's so many. There's so many good ones out there. So to sum up, that's what happened for those of you guys that tuned in late. All right, last few questions. I'm gonna let you go. Just about it. Motivate. Have you heard of it? Should I leave it? Jamie, here's the thing. With that, the way you phrased it seems like you have no idea about the project, and then you're asking me if it's good. But why would you do that after you've already invested in it? That's the question, right? So either you really have no idea what you're doing, or you do, and and if you do, well, okay, good. Then hopefully you've done your research and that it's good. I have heard of it, but I don't know. It's in the payment space, and there's a lot within that space. So can they really do well? Maybe. Efinity is from Engine. I like Engine. I like Efinity. They're trying to become a parachain too. So I think they could do well. That's a chain all for basic NFTs, right? So casino. No, I'm not getting into any casino coins. All right. That's it. Overall, guys. Nothing to worry about. In fact, think of tonight as a gift. A gift before Bitcoin smashes through 70,000, and that is coming. We'll be above 3 trillion in no time. This Evergrande thing was just a smoke screen, a cover, right? And I think it's a good time to buy. And tonight, in case you're curious, I DCA'd into Cadena. 60K in Illuvium, ETH, any chance? I think, Logan, there's a good chance of that. I like Illuvium. I think they're really good. All right, guys, smash the like, subscribe to the channel. By the way, I am George NFT for this week ended, and I will be releasing another one tonight, so I'll talk about it tomorrow. All right, guys, take care. Have a good one. Bye-bye.